Are cheap guitars no longer the best option? Hey everybody, Jace Allen here. Welcome back to the channel. So I've kind of focused this channel on inexpensive gear, inexpensive guitars, inexpensive pedals, things like that. If a guitar or a piece of gear gets into the $300, $400, $500 range, to me, that's expensive. I have purchased a couple guitars throughout my life that were, in the $1,200 range, maybe a couple $1,000s, but those were guitars that I flipped, that I did reviews on them and then flipped them and actually made a little bit of money on a couple of them. And that was mainly to see if the expensive guitars were that much better than the inexpensive guitars. And I kind of came to the conclusion that if you buy a guitar in the $200 to $300 price range, maybe $350, maybe even $400 at the most, those guitars are not going to be all that different from a guitar that you spend maybe $1,200 or $1,500 for. In that price range, things don't vary much. But I have since sort of changed my mind about super cheap guitars. Anything $100 or less is going to be cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean, the components are going to be cheap. They might wear out quicker. There might be flaws in the guitar when you get it. You're definitely going to have to do setup on it. But man, I found that I've had to do setup on just about every guitar I've bought, regardless of price. And that could be because, largely setup is a personal preference. How you have your guitar set up is, something you want to set up the way you want it. So that could be why. But I think that if you're going to spend $100 or less, expect to get a guitar that you're going to have to work on. Maybe even $150. I've gotten lucky with some in between $100 and $200. Like the Fireflies, I got a really good Firefly strat style guitar, and the Les Paul style guitar that I got, I think I paid less than $200 for that. That is a great guitar. But the Firefly guitars kind of represent an oddball in the cheap guitar space because they're so well made, for that price. They definitely punch above their weight class, as some people like to say. But you can also get some that aren't, that need work, that aren't, set up very well or have flaws to them. And then anytime I've purchased a guitar, in the $300 to $500 range, they've been really good guitars. They haven't had any issues. They might need some minor setup, maybe string height, intonation. Intonation, I know sometimes I kind of get hung up on the fact that I need to intonate a guitar, but you can't really tell. It may have been intonated properly at the factory. I don't know how much, expansion, contraction in the humidity and things like that, or wood shrinking affects the intonation. But I know strings affect it. Adjusting the string height will affect it. So really all that, anytime you mess with that stuff, you're probably going to have to adjust the intonation. So the Epiphone SG that I did the review on, that's slightly out of intonation. I need to work on that one a little bit. But that was an excellent, I still have it. That is an excellent guitar. And then let's see what else. The Jet guitar that I got, that was a great guitar too, and I think that was over $300 for that one. Just a great guitar. Nothing wrong with it at all. No sharp fret ends, excellent build quality. Really good components, sounded good. So with that said, I've got this is a $350 guitar. This is from HILS America, HILS. But they're not made in America. This one says Indonesia on the box, which is interesting because it seems like most of these sort of smaller guitar brands, the import brands, where people kind of set up their own company and say, hey, I want to sell guitars, and they approach probably a manufacturer overseas, and they say, this is what I want it to be like, and they, you know, they build it and everything and import it in, and then they maybe the company maybe does final setup on it. Those guitars are usually made in China. So it's interesting to see that these are from Indonesia. So this is the Essence, and it's retails for $349. I had a viewer reach out to me and ask me to review one of these guitars, and so they ended up sending me a little bit of money to go towards it, and then I reached out to the fine folks at HILS Guitar and asked them if they had any sponsorship deals, and they took a little bit off of it too. Not a ton, but it was nice to have some people kind of help out the channel with this, and so I'm going to open it up right now and see what we got. Okay, so this is the box. It's really heavy, so I'm assuming it's some kind of pretty heavy wood, not basswood or anything. I don't know if the specs say what it is. Oh, they're calling this mahogany with a roasted maple neck. So this is in your wedge shape box. I got this yesterday. It actually took about a week to get from the time I ordered it. And, you know, I don't know if that's typical. It came from Indiana, I think it is. So yeah, they're in Bluffton, Indiana. And I'm in Michigan, so it shouldn't have taken, you know, that long to get it, but maybe they went over it with a fine-tooth comb because they knew it was coming to somebody that was going to review it. I don't know. I don't know if their warehouse is in Indiana. Don't know any of that stuff, but it took a week to get. So just keep that in mind if you're ordering one of these from HILS. Okay. Oh, came with a gig bag. I didn't know it was going to come with a gig bag. Maybe I did know, just didn't pay attention. Wow, this is a nice gig bag. So it's in a gig bag, and it's got some bubble wrap around it, which is nice. And this seems like a really, wow, nice gig bag. Okay, let's check it out. And it is, okay, this is cool. Inspection checklist. So cosmetic condition. They go over the body, free from blemishes and defects. Neck and headstock, free from blemishes and defects. Overall cosmetic condition. Electrical performance, pickups and controls working correctly. Input jack secure. Passed sound check. Gives you the model number, who it is inspected by, and the date, which was a couple days ago. So they went over it probably. But like I said, I don't know where their warehouse is. They might not be. Just because the company's based in Indiana doesn't mean that's where their warehouse is. String action is good, fret polished and level. Overall playability, structure and build quality, neck straight and aligned, fastener secure, overall fit and finish. So that's kind of cool. So, all right. So this is awesome gig bag. Let me talk about that real quick. So it's got a really nice foam block in here. It's actually padded, unlike some of the really cheap. This is a really nice gig bag. This is probably the nicest gig bag I've ever seen on a guitar that I've reviewed since I've been doing this channel. It's actually kind of rigid. It reminds me of a gig bag that I had. It was actually a hard or a soft acoustic case for I think it was an Epiphone Masterbuilt guitar that I had. It kind of reminds me of that because it's kind of rigid. It's not, you know, the side walls are, you know, kind of rigid. So that's pretty cool. All right, so of course it's in the plastic bag, and you got your hardware kit, tremolo bar with the Allen wrench, and then the little metal post for adjusting the truss rod because this has the wheeled shape truss rod adjustment. All right. Oh, it's locking tuners. I didn't know I had locking tuners on either. I must not have read the listing. I just picked it out and bought it, I guess. I didn't really pay attention to it. Ooh, wow. Nice matte finish. Holy cats. Wow, this thing is heavy for mahogany. This thing is really super heavy. I'm gonna weigh it real quick. Oh, so it's less than 8 pounds. It's 7 3/4 pounds, but it feels really heavy. It's a really nice, substantial guitar. So let me take there's paper on the fretboard, which is great. Okay, so one thing that I'm noticing right away is the listing for this guitar, and this is why I picked the Essence model, is supposed to have a rosewood fretboard. And this one does not. It has a maple fretboard. So I'm not sure why that is. So there's one. I mean, it is what it is. There's one issue right there. This is a roasted maple neck, which is really nice. The fretwork on it is impeccable, very nice. I like these frets. These are the sort of not the super tall frets. Locking tuners on it. Neat sort of raised, embossed logo on the headstock. The headstock's a little unusual looking. It's kind of cool. I actually kind of like it. This is a matte finish, sort of a cream color, real nice looking. I'm pretty sure this is a 1 3/4 thick body. Yep, 1 3/4. 3-ply pickguard, humbucker. And this is a ceramic humbucker according to that. And then these are 2 Alnico pickups here. And then it's got the 2-point trem on it. And it's actually a big trem block. So that's kind of cool. And then you got your heel plate in the back. No contour cutouts here. This is a really traditional Stratocaster style body. It does have the belly cut and the arm cut. Very nice looking guitar. This neck is like amazing. This is heavy, very heavy guitar. It's really cool. This has got Elixir strings on it. So let's see. What else can we talk about? This has the sort of rotary wheel truss rod adjustment on it. Action is set up really nice. And it's got a single volume, single tone, 5-way switch. And let's put the let's put the tremolo bar on it. And this is sort of one of the lock-in tremolo bars where you just kind of press it in, and it doesn't have it's just the bare metal. It doesn't have the little knob on the end of it. And the strap buttons are really nice. And speaking of which, we'll put it on a strap and see how balanced it is. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that's nice. Nicely balanced. Nicely balanced, no neck dive. Okay. Okay, a couple more specs here. The nut is probably 1 5/8, pretty close to 1 5/8. Scale length is probably 25.5. Yes, it is. Black dots, fret dots, 1 string tree. Not sure what the nut is. They're calling it a Slim C, 25.5 inch. Scale length, 22 frets. Oh, it's compound radius, so it's a 12-inch to 16-inch fretboard radius, compound radius. It's saying the nut is bone, and then it says fretboard Indian rosewood, and this is not. So I don't know what's going on there. So diecast tuners, just chrome. Oh, it does say locking. So yeah, so these are locking tuners. Yep, 1 volume, 1 tone, 5-way switch, ceramic humbucker, Alnico single coil. That's it. Okay, so let's plug it in and see how it sounds. Oh, and then the jack is on the end, which actually I like that better than in the front. So that's interesting too. Okay. According to their website, they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. 7-day satisfaction guarantee ensures that you can purchase with confidence. If for any reason you're not completely satisfied with your HILS America guitar, simply return it within 7 days of delivery for a full refund. We stand behind the quality and craftsmanship of our instruments and want you to be thrilled with your purchase. Take the time to unbox, tune, and play your new guitar, and if it doesn't meet your expectations, send it back. No questions asked. Your satisfaction is our top priority. So I think what I'll do is I'll contact them and see if they can take this back and put the proper neck on it, because I really like the rosewood neck, fretboard rather. And so we'll see how their warranty plays out here. Okay, so let's see. I'm using a Tone Lib plug-in here, and we're gonna just do just a clean first of all. Ooh, man, this thing sounds great. So I'm guessing the strings on this are probably 9s or 10s. Actually, they feel like they're 10s, which is what I prefer. Seems like most of these are good strings. Most of the cheap, really cheap guitars that I've bought over the past few months here have had super cheap strings on them. Okay, that's the humbucker. And again, that's a ceramic humbucker. This is the humbucker in middle. And this is the middle. Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. This is probably one of the nicest guitars that I've reviewed. Wow. Okay. And then that's middle and or neck, and then this is the neck pickup. It's a hot pickup. That sounds great. So that's kind of edge of breakup. Let me turn the gain down, see if I can get it real crystal clear. Wow, the trem on it's really nice. All right, let's find a... Cool. All right. Humbucker middle. Middle. and middle neck. And the neck. That neck pickup, that sounds really nice. Cool. Yeah, so this is a great guitar. This is a really nice guitar. The neck is gorgeous. Heavy wood. I mean, this almost feels like ash instead of mahogany. I'd have to take it apart to see, but it's awful heavy for a piece of mahogany. But yeah, this is really super sweet. So yeah, so really that's my only criticism is that the fretboard wasn't the right material. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So I'm going to contact them and see if they can correct that. And I might have to send it back, but hopefully, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it because this is super nice. So there you go. Yeah, HILS America, made in Indonesia. Strat style guitar, very nice guitar. 350 bucks. So yeah, so I would definitely say this guitar punches above its weight class as far as price goes. It is really nice. So yeah, check them out. I'll leave some information in the description. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Jay Salen Guitar, and we'll see you here next time.